I'm in the process, no more grieving. Put my emotions on a truck, they head out this evening. Buy a ticket to America,
welcome to this week's edition of Qradio. My name is Stephanie. I'm in the show with a presenter who hasn't been in for quite a while. He's been on an adventure in the world. It is, yes it is,
It's
you guessed
Matty.
It's Matty. He's back from his adventures, and
I'm loving him.
You will hear some of his adventures. Weird, wonderful. From the land of... Well, yes, that's the point. We're going to tell you what the land it was. And all the weird natives, and all their local customs, and all that sort of stuff. And, of course...
Guinness.
And we will, of course, have traditional newsy bits. What's happened this week? Of course, there was the I'd call it a drama of Carlotta. We'll talk a little bit about that. And, of course, we'll talk about other stuff and some more stuff and some more stuff.
Cool. That sounds
and some
awesome.
more great stuff.
Hey, what was that song that we just played then, Steph?
That was a local Canberra singer, Lyndall Tootie. Great song, great sentiments. She's been in a bad relationship and she's got in the plane and gone away.
Sounds like me with England.
Oh, you let it out!
Damn it! I knew there was something I was meant to hold back.
Gee, wow, geez, you shouldn't have done that.
Oh, that's all right. I can hold them to what I got up to while I was over there. That's the big one.
Oh yeah, well, you know, but they've got all these now preconceptions.
Oh, well.
You know,
you know what? They can have that
they're going to be saying to you, "Have you inherited bad English habits about showering?"
No, I do have warm sausage roll or hot sausage rolls and cold drinks. I don't have warm beers and cold sausage rolls. I mean, that's just not ethical in any means of it.
And you have had a traditional pork pie, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
And you survived it.
Yeah, I survived it all right.
And that's all more many tales after this song.
All right, we're going to go to the Newtown Faulkners, Dream Catch Me. You're listening to Qradio here on 2XX 98.3.
Every time I close my eyes, it's you, and I know now who I am. Yeah, yeah, yeah. lies you taunt your soul. They're making you leave me. So I'm waiting for you to call. And I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Day after day, night after night, you come around, you go and you stay. But your eyes, your nose, your smile, I love the way they look at me. So I'm waiting for you to call. And I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. And I'm watching the waves, they roll away.
And we're back here on Qradio. I'm Matt, and I'm in the studio, joined with Steph.
And that was, of course, a Lyndall Tootie again. What was the song she was doing?
That one was Waves.
And again, I like her voice. It just goes right the way through me. And there's some really great female singers around at present, and really, really very interesting. We're going to have a therapy session with Matty, okay? Because
are we going to do that right now?
No. It's, as I said, because he's
I'm having withdrawals.
He's having withdrawal symptoms, okay? And
Steph had a look at my phone, and I've got some pictures of England still on there.
He knows the time in the UK. Okay, his watch is set to the time in the UK, and that just says that to me that he's still there mentally, okay? And he really hasn't physically come back yet.
No, I mean...
He hasn't physically come back. And so I thought that maybe we can ease him back into an Abbott government, okay?
Nobody can get eased into an Abbott government.
Ease it into an Abbott government of trying to ignore it and all the crap that's coming our way, that sort of thing. What he's trying to do, it's and it's he's got to share the misery. Okay, he's got to be able to share the misery and be able to relate to the common folk, okay, that sort of thing. The common folk in Australia.
Are you saying you're a common folk now, are you, Steph? Is that what it is?
As commoners, okay, that sort of stuff.
You know what? We're famous tonight. We've got 2 listeners over in England.
We've only got 2 listeners in the entire world. Wow. Hello, 2 listeners in the world.
Hello, Bradley, and hello, Nick.
And what time is it in the UK at present?
Well, it's 1:15 lunch.
1:15 lunch, which is
12:45.
12:45. Well, we'll ask a time again. I'm sure you want to know the time in England if you're in England.
Yeah. Everyone wants to know the time in England. I mean, I can also tell you what the time is in San Francisco, which is 4:45 a.m.
Have you been to San Francisco?
No, that was going to be my next stop along, but it never happened. That's why I had the time zone set.
You'll get there.
I know. I'll get there eventually. Yeah.
What was the first song you did? We did.
Newtown Faulkners. It was Dream Catch Me.
Okay, right. Fair enough. I thought
one of my favourite songs.
Okay.
From the Newtown Faulkners.
Now, tell me why you decided to tootle to the UK. It was because you felt the need to see the home country, or
I wanted to get out of this hellhole called Canberra.
Okay, now...
And so I figured, why not go any further away than so far that you're going to start coming back if you left any further?
Right, okay. Now, for the benefit of overseas listeners who don't know Canberra, why is it you have these issues?
Because it's 600 metres above sea level, surrounded by mountains, and there is nothing here. I still wonder why I actually came back here, but there is nothing really in Canberra. I mean, you've got Parliament House, full of budgie smugglers and money-hungry, hoarding, tax-cutting... I'm not going to finish that sentence because I'm going to get quite abusive, but let's just say we love them very much.
We do love them, okay, and I empathise with Matthew's view, but I'm going to speak a bit of sacrilege here. I actually love Canberra. I like Canberra because it is small and because everybody hates it, okay. And Canberra has really, for me, there is quite an underculture here, which I like. And
there are good points.
And one of the good points, which I love, and we can talk about this later, is that Canberra has a very substantial and very diverse art community. And
we do have the National Gallery, the National Portrait Gallery.
Taking all the national institutions out of it, okay?
Well, I'm just saying, they're one of the arty places I know. But then, I mean, yeah, you've got a lot of underground art things. I know there's M16.
You've got the galleries M16, which is out at Griffith. You have the Canberra Contemporary Art Space, which is in Manuka and in Civic. You have Photo Access. What else?
What's the one on the lake at Ginninderra?
Tuggeranong Arts Centre. You have Belconnen Arts Centre. They're all the established sort of local art galleries, but... And there's nothing wrong with them, and they're all very fine, okay. But you also have people going out and doing stuff and getting out there and just being there. So, yes. Anyway, so you've decided to go to the UK, and off you go.
Yeah, me and Brad went off to the UK because... I've been wanting to go there for a long time.
Yeah.
He's also had the exact same dream, partly for the fact that both of us are slightly Peter Pan obsessed.
Yeah.
I mean, slightly. I mean, he's a little bit more for the fact that he's got it tattooed on his arm. But I'm one step away. I don't want tattoos. But short of that, we're both about on the same level. So that was the reason why we wanted to go there, and because it's much better to go travelling when you've got someone who wants to do similar things. I mean, me and him, we've got different interests in other stuff, but the general interest of going to England was the main focus, which is why we went there. He put the idea in my head and I jumped.
So you get on the plane, you do your 80,000 hours on the plane.
We got on the plane and we got changed into our onesies as soon as the seatbelt sign went off, and we're like, we are going relaxed.
And you were poured off the other end, okay?
Eyes drooping out the side of our head, going, why?
You then sort of go zombie-like through the checkout, that sort of thing, the passport controls, recover, and then after you've done that, what was your first impressions?
This is really cool and so weird.
Why is it weird?
Because it hadn't hit me that I was in another country. Because...
So they spoke the same language.
Yeah, they spoke the same language. It may have sounded weird, but we spoke the same language. We drove on the same side of the road. Things looked the same, but the street signs were different. There were slight variations from what our normality of Australia is, but over there it's their normal, and so you sort of it is a cultural difference in that aspect of getting there. And it was just the weird thing of like, what's that sign mean, as we're driving along, and it's like, what's that mean? It's like, this is surreal and weird. And then when we got there, we dropped our bags off where we were staying, and then we caught a train into London. because we got the first flight. We were one of the first flights that landed in Heathrow. So we got off the plane and we walked through customs and then waited on the other side, got picked up, dropped our bags off, then went into London because we wanted to check a few things out. We had a couple other things we had to do in London. And while we were in London, it's like it started hitting going, we're actually in London and this is really cool. And then we're going, okay, we're going to go on the tube now. And thankfully we were with someone, because otherwise it's quite a sort of a scary place when you go down there, because everybody in London, it's head down and walk. You don't talk to anybody, you don't do anything, you don't deviate from your path of going from point A to point B via A, B, C, D, E, F. When you're going on the tube, it's complicated, but once you know the system, it works fine. And it was like, we pulled up, we got to the station, a train pulled in, it was just there, and who we were with said, quickly, jump on. So we all jumped on, and then 30 seconds, well, not 30 seconds later, well, within 30 seconds of getting to the station, the doors are shut and we're off. And it was like, well, that was really fast, we could have got stuck in the doors. and it was...
I take it you got the traditional chant, mind the gap, mind the gap.
Yeah, at a couple of stations it's there, and it's like, mind the gap, please. they like the word of please. And then the other thing is, with some of the stations, they say stand well back from the yellow line. It's slight, there's weird difference. It's like you're in the same country but they're speaking different. It's like, hang on, what?
So first impressions, and the weather was...
The weather, I think it was under 10 degrees. It was grey.
Grey, okay.
Yeah.
That didn't detract from the day, of course.
No, because we were in England.
Yeah.
Like, my excitement levels were sky high. My energy levels were plummeting for the fact that we'd just spent 15 hours on a flight where we barely slept. And it was just like, oh, we're flying over St. Petersburg. Wow, those lights look really... Oh, where are we now? Oh, we're still flying over St. Petersburg. Damn it. But yeah. Anyway, let's hit up a song, because I have Coldplay here. And then we'll come back on the other side, and then we'll talk a bit more about stuff.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I can't remember what I think it's Every Tear is a Waterfall, which is the song I'm going to play, and you're listening to Qradio here on 98.3 FM.
Maybe the trees are gone. I feel my heart stop beating tonight. was trying. A quick glance, a big chance, my heart beat like a drum. I saw you and I knew chances just don't come round again. Not like this, first of love, and then the kiss, and I'm free in you. I got no worries on my mind. I know what to do. That's to treat you right and love you kind. Thank you ever on my mind. Love is just like breathing when it's true. And I'm free in you. The lost time, self-crime, my big mistakes. The clear voice, a bad choice, sounding like an ache in my day. Not too bad, but too real to go away. But now I'm free in you. I got no worries on my mind. I know what to do. That's to treat you right and love you kind. Thank you ever on my mind. Love is just like breathing when it's true. And I'm free in you. And I don't know how you show such gentle disregard for the ugly in me that I see. But for so long I took so hard. But I truly believe that you see the best in me. I'm enough for your love, and the thought sets me free. No worries on my mind. I know what to do. That's to treat you right and love you kind. Thank you ever on my mind. Love is just like breathing when it's true. And I'm free in you. Yes, I'm free
And that was from the Indigo Girls.
Yeah, that was. What did I... Track number 3. Free in You.
Okay, very nice song. And
Never actually heard of the Indigo Girls. They sound really nice.
Yeah, they've been around a little while. One of the things is we're previously talking about are the marvellous travels and adventures of Matty.
Oh,
now, he's just landed in London. His eyes are wide apart. He's absorbing
They're
it all.
also drooping down as well.
And he finally has a sleep and has 16 hours in bed and wakes up.
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
No, we went out clubbing that night.
We went out clubbing that night. What club did you go to?
I don't remember what it was.
That's the type of club I think is really good. That was the tricky question. Did you remember the club? Do you remember where it was? No, you don't.
No, I vaguely remember where it was. It was in Southend, in Essex.
Okay. Do you remember any of the music from it?
Oh, don't get me started. Oh, excuse my language. They suck. The DJs over there do not know how to play a song from start to finish. They get 30 seconds into the song and they're like, oh, and then the song starts over again, and or it's a different song, and it's like, but I was enjoying that. I was dancing, and now you change, and then you sort of just get into the rhythm, and then 30 seconds later, they're onto another song, or they'll talk into the microphone trying to vamp up the club, going, oh yeah, blah, 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 or about something good, and then there might be the word drink, and £1 something or other, and you sort of go, what? And it really drove me and Brad up the wall, because it was changing one song to another. They didn't really want to play a full song. Or if they did play a full song, it might have been some black guy talking, I don't know,
Hip-hop.
about P. Daddy or something.
Hip-hop, was it? A lot of hip-hop played.
No, but British, what's his name? Dizzy Rascal.
Yeah.
Artists like him. Because Britain people, they love British. Anything British, it's the greatest thing in the world. They'll complain about everything, though. But with their music, it had to be British. They didn't really... So it was slightly different hearing all these new songs, and everybody's there, and they're all dancing away, and they're doing the same moves because this song had choreographed sections, moves to it, and they're all looking at me going, "Why aren't you doing it?" And it's like, I've never heard this song in my life. And they look at me shocked as if I've just told them the Queen died. And they go,
She will.
Well, she will, of course. I mean, that poor girl, she's going to drop off the perch anytime soon. But yeah, they look at you and it's like, how have you never heard this song? And it's like, I'm not from England. We play different songs. We generally play the whole song through as well. And it was just...
Did they think, oh, you're Australian, are you?
Oh, they sort of knew when I opened up my mouth and like, oh... And they're like, say, put a shrimp on the barbie. And it's like, put a shrimp on the barbie? And...
And did they say, time a kangaroo down, sport?
They actually know that song. I was surprised.
Rolf Harris has made a name for himself over there.
Oh,
not for
the good reasons,
not for good reasons now.
No, not at all. And, it was bizarre in that first club.
So you've gone down there, you've literally gone in the club, and you've heard all this stuff.
Well, here's a funny thing. When we walked into the club, it was average. Like, it was at the start of the night, so there were a few people there, but it wasn't packed.
This is about 9 o'clock at night?
It could have been 9:30, 10 o'clock.
9:30, so it's really early.
Yeah.
It's really early.
So we walked into the club, and me and Brad were sort of standing there, and it's kind of like, okay, not sure what we think about this place. It seems a little bit weird. And everybody's looking at us, and we're sort of like, do we really stand out this much? Do they have like an Australian ESPN or something? And then I turned around and I looked at Brad. Oh, that's why. He's got bright pink hair. Like, the hottest pink you could ever see on somebody's head. And he had it. And it's like, oh, that's why they're looking, because you've got pink hair. Now everybody knows we're gay. And eventually things heated up, and then it's like, okay, we want to go home. We're really tired now because we haven't slept since Hong Kong sort of thing. And I was collecting our jackets because we got hot because we were dancing and that.
We usually do get hot when you dance.
Yeah, I mean, especially the kind of dancing that we do. I mean...
Very enthusiastic.
Very enthusiastic, and just think of a retard standing on a horse.
Ian Jury-like?
Trying to balance an umbrella as well.
Ian Jury-like?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one. It's like the best way to describe it. We unethical. And
is there ethics in dancing?
Well, yeah, it's like you try and grind up against someone in the hope that you might get lucky, but I mean,
okay, fair enough.
We have obviously skipped that record and decide, you know what, we'll be normal and dance like idiots. It works. But yeah, so it was funny because he went out the club because the bouncer told him you can't stand here because he wasn't in the line, and they're very, very strict when it comes to bouncing and clubbing and all that sort of stuff. Like, you get patted down when you walk into a club. If you carry a bag, they ask to search your bag, so that if you get caught with drugs or anything like that, or anything illicit, then you pretty much get a backhand out of the place. And Brad went out, and because he's got a few facial piercings, he had bright pink hair. I don't think he had his beanie because I think it was in his jacket pocket. And there were two cops standing next to him. And they're sort of in their high fluoro visible thing with their little like pointy hats that they wear.
Hello, we got here.
Yeah, and one said to the other, and it's like in a way where Brad could hear saying, "Oh, it's the people that have all the facial piercings and the tattoos and the bright pink hair. They're the ones you really got to look out for." And it's kind of like, he's sort of like, "What?" It's like, what the hell are you talking about? I ain't going to hurt nobody. And it was just, really weird when you get such a...
cultural difference.
Yeah, the cultural difference, because it's the same. Like, they still speak English. They still look like...
normal human beings.
Yeah, I can't...
They look like human beings, but they're different somehow.
Yeah, I mean...
You can't quite place it.
Yeah, it's not like when you go to Asia, how everybody looks Asian, or they have that appearance of being Indian or Saudi Arabian or stuff.
You do expect them to be different.
Yeah.
With funny accents. but these people are funny. Funny, peculiar.
Yeah, and it was just... I don't know. It was just weird.
It was just surreal.
It was overly surreal, and especially when... like, Brad told me about those coppers, and it's kind of like, I'm like, in Australia, no cop would ever say something like that. I mean, they probably get backhanded as well, but then again, cops wouldn't stand out the front of a club. That's normally where the bouncer would stand, and they just sort of stand in there chilling out, being like, what of it?
Yeah. Anyway, I think you're done, aren't you? For the time being.
Yeah. You know what? This is a song I'm going to play.
It isn't.
No, it is a song. Trust
it
me
is a song. It is a song.
It is a song.
And you're not going to sing it.
No, it doesn't actually have any words.
Okay. You're not going to play it.
I'm going to play it.
You are going to play it. You sure now?
No, give me another 30 more seconds and I'll think about it.
Okay, you think about it.
Yeah, anyway, I'm going to play this song. But it's a song from when I was like 10. I haven't heard it on the radio since then, so I think I'm going to bring it back in.
Okay, do it.
It is the Sorba Mix. This is Qradio here on 2XX 98.3 FM. And that was the Zorba Dance by LCD.
I hope people have seen that black and white film, Zorba the Greek. It was a really great film.
If not, I want you dancing and doing the Zorba.
Anthony Quinn was in it. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about one of our favourite topics here.
Oh, yeah, gay stuff.
And it's
Lesbians.
it's the marriage stuff again.
Yeah.
But this was with an interesting twist and a particular British twist.
Yeah, so we'll come back to my travels later. But Steph just gave me this short article. Gay and lesbian couples to wed in Australia using British law. I had to sort of get my head around this one, thinking it was a bit weird. British nationals can marry Australians in Australia, but their union will not be recognised by Australian law, furthering a debate about Australian marriage reform. Later this month, living in Australia who have British citizen will be able to marry their same-sex partner. Well, that's good for me, because I'm a British citizen.
Well, you can do it then, can't you?
I can do that. I just need to find someone and be with them long enough to say, you know what, I will marry, you're pretty. But anyway, on June 27, British consulates in Sydney and Perth will open their doors to officiate same-sex marriages. Consulates in Melbourne, Sydney, and Melbourne, Brisbane, and Canberra will follow suit soon after the date, 27th of June. With hundreds of couples expected to book their wedding ceremonies in Sydney and Perth, the heat will be turned on to the Abbott government to reform Australian marriage laws, because we all know so much of a tosser of what he is. He won't even accept his lesbian sister. I mean, that's...
Well, it's actually interesting about Abbott is the fact that you would have heard about the army officer who turned out to be trans. Did you hear about that? Okay, I'll tell you.
No, I knew a story of a.
Okay, there was a Lieutenant Colonel Kate McGregor recently came out in the past few months as trans.
Mm-hmm.
And
was he male to female or male? Just out of curiosity.
Male to female, okay.
Yeah.
And what happened is the Lieutenant Colonel was the assistant to the Chief of Army, so pretty high up. And what's been interesting is that she was immediately interviewed on the telly, used as a poster girl for the Australian Army, for example, in terms of equity and diversity, and on Australian Story. Now, what was interesting is the Australian Story was introduced by our Prime Minister, Tony Abbott, because he personally knew her. And so, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so...
Or is there some big brother that's sticking down his throat that he should... and telling him that he should be a real big tosser?
No. Abbott was very, very supportive of his friend doing this decision. So, yeah, it's... old Abbott there, he has some interesting friends and family.
Certainly, but he's also the most bizarrest person in the entire world. I mean, I don't think he should have ever been Prime Minister. I mean, for the fact that he has said, and other people have said about him, that economics bore him.
Well,
it's one of the main things you got to do about your job. I mean, yeah, you hire people to do them for you, but still...
I'm not defending him in any way, shape or form, okay, but all I'm saying is that he's not black and white, he's multicoloured.
Oh, he's more than multicoloured. I mean, that thing doesn't know whether he's coming or going or standing still. Yeah.
Anyway, this is quite bizarre, and I, of course, as a loyal British citizen, will take advantage of this. Because we've always felt, myself and my partner, as a trans woman, we've always felt that that the existing partnership things are basically dog licenses, really.
I haven't heard it put like that, but sure.
Well, that's what our Justice Kirby, former High Court of the Judge, said. They were dog licenses.
Yeah.
And weren't the real thing. So I will take advantage of it. So, yeah.
Out of curiosity, is your partner trans as well?
No, she's natural-born woman.
She's natural-born woman.
Okay.
So, theoretically, I mean, even then, you still couldn't go under the normal marriage laws. Being actual birth.
This is how stupid it is. Okay.
Yeah.
And my partner and I discussed it. Okay. Now, don't remember we wanted to get married.
Okay.
We wanted to get married. Now, if I'd have stayed my original gender, I could have got married.
Mm-hmm.
I've changed my gender in all the papers.
So you're officially now a female.
Yes, and I can't get married.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the law is an ass.
Well, we know that. I mean, they got Tony Abbott sitting on it.
But the law is and I'm actually thinking that if they'd used the trans argument like this,
yeah,
it would have proven that the law is an ass more.
Yes. I mean, theoretically, your birth person could have married your partner.
Yeah, yeah.
But because you've swapped to the other side, you no longer can.
Exactly right.
Which is dog's bollocks.
Yeah, exactly right. We are in agreement.
Yeah.
We're in agreement.
I mean, I absolutely agree with that, but I don't agree with all the other stuff that comes along with it. But that's, I mean, it's kind of neither here nor there.
But
on the plus side, you can do it, and you can be recognised in bloody Britain.
Exactly.
Where you cannot be in Australia, but, I mean, by all means, go for it.
What it means, effectively, is that because you've done the ceremony, even if it's, in some jurisdiction in the world, okay, it means that it is recognised, and that's something which is nice to have, nice to know, that you're equal with someone else.
Yes.
Okay, and that's all we're asking for. We're not asking for anything which everybody else in the community has not got. We want to share the misery and the problems, okay? I'll know we're all equal when you have on the Daily Mirror or the Daily Rag, okay?
Yeah.
Some guy has been married with some other guy and has gone off with someone else, and it's a scandal. We will know we're equal then. We'll know we're equal, and it's a big divorce proceedings, and the fur is flying. Okay, I'll know we're equal then.
All right.
All we want is to be everybody the same in the same mucky pool, with all the sort of thing. And the bizarre thing is, okay, as much as we want to get, do the thing, okay?
Yeah.
If we actually go ahead and do it, the issue isn't us doing it. The issue is actually family related in terms of nothing to do with us, with who we are. The family accepts us. Is the fact that there's been a division in the family between brothers and sisters over other issues. Mm-hmm. So who do we invite to the wedding? Because if we don't invite anybody, we're going to assault everybody, okay? If we invite all those other people, they're going to bring their problems with them. So families are wonderful.
Oh, yeah. They are riveting and exciting, and I'd rather not go into that one, but...
Yeah.
Oh, well.
A bit of music, I think.
Yeah, no, I think that indeed. And I have chosen... your Patti Smith from the album Horses, Free Money.
I like the idea when he said, "Your Patti Smith," not saying we're going to play Patti Smith. It's your Patti Smith. Well, I'm to blame, okay, for
I
this song.
I wouldn't blame you for this song. Mind you, I've never heard of Patti Smith. You've never heard of Patti Smith?
Oh, God.
Don't shoot me yet. I haven't finished my sentence. But I've never heard of Patti Smith, but you always bring in such a wide collection of music. I have no idea what I'm really getting myself into whenever I've been on air with you. It's always brilliant, which is why I'm saying it's your Patti Smith, because it's your CD that you brought in for me and for me to share to the entire world. So right now,
Patti Smith is well known.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll find... She's going to be a lot more well known now. She's going all the way across to the UK, to the two listeners of Brad and Nick. This is Qradio.
Hello,
here.
Brad and Nick. Nice to see you.
Well,
nice to hear from you.
I'll show you pictures of them later. But anyway, this is Qradio here on 2XX 98.3 FM.
ticket, win a lottery. Scoop the pearls up from the sea. Cash them in and buy you all the things you need. Every night before I rest my head, see those dollar bills go swirling down my bed. I know they're stolen, but I don't feel bad. I take that money, buy you things you never had. Oh, baby, it would mean so much to me. Oh, baby, to buy all the things you need for free. I'll buy you a jet plane, babe. Get you on a higher plane to a jet stream and take you through the stratosphere and check out the planet and then take you down deep where it's hot, hot in Arabia, baby, then cool, cold in fields of snow, and we'll roll, drain, roll, drain, roll, roll, drain, drain. When we dream it, when we dream it, when we dream it.
Step it aside when we come in. Feel it in your chest, the syllables get pumping. People on the street, they panic and start running. Words on loose leaf sheet, complete coming. I jump on my mind, I summon the rhyme, I'm dumping. Healing the blind, I promise to let the sun in. Sick of the dark ways, we march to the drumming. Jump when they tell us that they wanna see jumping. Fuck that, I wanna see some fist pumping. Risk something, take back what's yours. Say something that you know they might attack you for. Cause I'm sick of being treated like I have before. Like a stupid standing for what I'm standing for. Like this war's really just a different brand of war. Like it doesn't cater to rich and abandoned poor. Like they understand you in the back of the jet when you can't put gas in your tank. These fuckers are laughing away to the bank and cashing a check, asking you to have compassion and have some respect for a leader so nervous in an obvious way, stuttering and mumbling for nightly news to replay, and the rest of the world watching at the end of the day in their living room laughing like, what did he say? something to see. Another kid my age, drug under a Jeep, taken and bound and found later under a tree. I wonder if he thought the next one could be me. Do you see the soldiers that are out today? They brush the dust from bulletproof vests away. It's ironic, at times like this you pray, but a bomb blew the mosque up yesterday. There's bombs on the buses, bikes, roads, inside your market, your shops, your clothes. My dad, he's got a lot of fear, I know, but enough pride inside not to let that show. My brother had a book he would hold with pride, a little red cover with a broken spine on the back. He hand wrote a quote inside: when the rich wage war, it's the poor who die. Meanwhile, their leader just talks away, stuttering and mumbling for nightly news to replay. The rest of the world watching at the end of the day, both scared and angry, like what did he say?
Messing with everybody, man. Right? Gay marriage, messing with gay marriage, you know. Like me, I'm for gay marriage, but I don't like that I have to say that, because to me it's like it shouldn't even be debated. It shouldn't even be in the court systems. Government shouldn't be involved in this, because it's very simple. If you don't believe in same-sex marriage, then don't marry somebody of the same sex. I don't understand people all up in arms over shit that don't affect them. Really. You know, like, I'm only going to protest and march or get involved if shit affects me. You know, if they said, hey, we're going to ban the sale of alcohol after 9 p.m., the Million Alcoholics March, I'm telling you. There won't be a lot of marching going on, be more leaning. Not a very effective protest, but how does someone else's marriage affect your marriage? It's ridiculous. You know, like, really, if your marriage is fucked up, it's because you fucked it up. What are straight couples in marriage counseling now? Like, you know, we just ain't been working together since Bill and Ted hooked up. We just can't get along, you know. Like, I don't know, we gotta protect marriage. That's what they say. We gotta protect marriage. You know, I don't think same-sex couples, I don't think that's the biggest threat to marriage. I think the biggest threat to marriage is divorce. I mean, that's what fucked up my marriage. So if they're so concerned about preserving marriage and it's so the sanctity of marriage, if they want to protect marriage, what they should do is ban divorce, right? Make marriage like the mafia. Once you're in, you're in. I mean, the murder rate will go up, but you know, have a lot of couples sleeping with one eye open. I know that. And don't try to get up in the middle of the night either, you know. Hey, where you going? I'm thirsty. Well, me too. You sitting at the, I'm about to get me one of those NASA mattresses so I can sneak out of the bed. You won't hear me. Wait, what is the fear? What are people afraid of? Well, you scared gay marriage would be better than your marriage or something? Like, look at them happy ass gays. They scared your wife will nag you and stuff like, honey, look at Bill and Ted. Oh my God, I love those guys. They sat on that porch for hours and talk, and I run into them all the time at the mall, and I see them shopping. I mean, they spend a lot of quality time together. I wish we could do that. I wish we could be a little bit more like Bill and Ted. Really? Well, maybe if you let me fuck you in your ass a couple times. That could be me and you right there, baby. We could have that.
Oh, I love the Wanda Sykes. She's an incredible woman.
I love listening to Margaret Chow, actually, and I've listened to some of her shows, and the way she takes off her parents.
Oh yes, her and her way that she rips on her mum.
Yeah,
with her phone messages. Oh. But I'll quickly back an outside song. The one we first had, Free Money with Patti Smith. Then we had Linkin Park with Hands Held High. And then we finished off there with Wanda Sykes' stand-up comedy on gay marriage.
It was interesting this week. On ABC they had a telemovie, and it was about Carlotta. Now, I've been reminded that when I speak of Carlotta, people know who I'm talking about, okay? Carlotta was part of, in the 1960s and 70s, a troupe, the all-male revue called Les Girls in King's Cross. She was probably one of the first trans icons. And if you get onto YouTube and you just put the word Carlotta, you'll get in and you'll find some old black and white movies about her. Well, this telemovie was really about her life. Okay, now it was only 90 minutes, and if you know anything about her life, it was a bit rose tinted, but it was sympathetic and it was positive. And what I will say is that in the media these days, we need these models of people who have had positive trans roles, okay? And Carlotta has been around in terms of that. She's also done quite a bit of television work. So it was nice to see this on the television, and it's nice to see such a positive image come over. If you read some of the media these days, sometimes it's a little negative, but it's actually getting a lot better, and especially in the past 2 to 3 years, I've noticed. And this is probably due to the fact there's a lot of more people of trans who have actually got out there and have actually stood on the hill and started waving the flag instead of being invisible. And if they can pass, they don't say anything. And if we're to get law reform, they've actually said something and done something. So good on them, for the ABC, for putting this on. It was, I could argue this, that, and the other, and of course I could say, why wasn't a trans person doing Carlotta and all that thing? The point is that Carlotta herself thought that the actor who played her was good, and that's, for as far as I'm concerned, good enough for me. Okay, because I think the job that was done was very, very good. So that's my rant for the night, okay? I sort of explained it a little bit more, but if you get on the net and you get onto, I think Carlotta's on Facebook as well and all that sort of stuff, and get some of it, you'll see in the it really did show Sydney in the 1960s as quite a bohemian sort of place, really, and it was really a place where people went for, like girls, for if they'd been to a show and they wanted to go out and kick on the town, they went to Les Girls, that sort of thing. So yeah,
sounds interesting.
Yeah,
I will say with trans people, they are a very invisible group. When you compare them to like the gays, the lesbians, and the bis and all that, I mean, you don't hear much from the bis because they don't always want to declare that they are. But I find with a lot of trans people, like up until I moved to Canberra and actually met you were the first outward trans person that I'd ever met.
Okay.
And I can understand, like, sometimes you do want to fly under the radio because you guys have to deal with a lot more than just coming out. You've got to coming to terms, and then you've got to go through all that psychological shenanigans with actually going through wanting to change gender and transition across. So I can understand in that regards, but it is more of an invisible sort of group. I mean, that's my view on trans.
If you're invisible, you're safe. You can't be picked on. Okay? If you're walking down the street and you don't pass, and someone shouts across the street a couple of swear words and identifies you, that can actually be quite intimidating. So there is this thing of safety, especially when you've transitioned. You want to be safe, okay? You've got all this, and that's the key thing. And this is why a lot of people in the trans community for so many years wanted just to pass and be invisible and lead normal lives. The problem with that is if you're invisible, no one knows about your issues that affect you. For example, laws, okay, for employment. You can be discriminated against, okay?
Yeah.
And the issue is that gay and lesbian people came out, they were quite vocal, they stormed the barricades, and they said, we want this, okay? And the trans community were in there as well, because what tends to happen is that, yes, we change gender, but because we're basing change gender, it doesn't mean automatically that because I've changed to female that I'm interested in men. Okay? It's completely different. Gender and sexuality are completely different things.
Yes.
Okay,
and that's one thing that I've actually come to learn is it's not just you may have always liked females, but you were male at one point, so technically you were a heterosexual, and now that you've changed across to a female, technically speaking, you would be considered a lesbian. And
this is the point which I really hate. I hate labelling, and the point of labelling, it doesn't matter what you call someone a communist. It doesn't matter what you are, you're classifying people and you're excluding people. It's like when you say, and this I'm going to use this because in England they'll know what I'm talking about here is gypsies, okay? If you talk about gypsies in the UK, you don't talk about it in a celebratory sense. You talk about a derogatory sense. These are people who are to be excluded from the community. They're thieves, they're robbers, that sort of thing.
I was working at a theme park, and they called it Traveller's Weekend, or along those lines. But that was the gypsy weekend. They travel like around the UK, and they all congregate on 2 particular days in the year at the theme park I was working at, and everybody there was going, this weekend or this day is going to be really, really terrible. The gypsies are coming, and they do this and they do that, and they're horrible, and they just take everything. And like the theme park compensates by taking a lot of things off the shelves and keeping things out of reach from people, because, I mean, yeah, they do have a reputation, and it's always the bad ones that throw that reputation and create a stereotype. That's why you get like stereotype with lesbians being butch and gays being flamboyant. So you get those sort of stereotypes, and the gypsies over there. Like, I spent half the day trying to find out what a gypsy is. To me, a gypsy is some woman that drives around in a goat-driven cart with a crystal ball with like a purple sarong with little jingly bells hanging off it. That's what I had in my head, not someone who wears a tracksuit with Ugg boots.
Yeah. And it's this thing of exclusion, and it's this thing of communities of exclusion where you exclude people by ism, okay? And this is, and if, you know, I hate the word trans, I hate the word transsexual, and all I hate the word gay, lesbian, I hate all that sort of stuff. Basically, we're human beings, fundamentally. That's it. And if you want to know me, I'm a human being, first off, and I'm a woman second. That's it. Everything else, I don't care about. Because it just leads to confusion.
Yeah, I mean, especially with how we were talking before about the marriage thing with you. I mean, it's like a but what, huh?
Yeah, but if you look at it that way as a human being, it's simple.
It's very simple. One human being likes another human being. It should be together, and other things like that.
It's interesting, and I'm going to talk a little. I don't like talking isms, and I do.
Which ism are we going to attack now?
Well, no, it's an ism which is around, and I remember listening to this, and you know, one of the things I hate when I listen to debates is people using big isms and long words and all that sort of thing. I hate it because then it's a sort of privileging, and then you've got to go and find out about it and this sort of thing. Anyway, I was listening to a group of feminists talking, okay, and one feminist is saying, when will you become a feminist and all that sort of thing, and blah, blah. One of them got up and says, well, no, I'm not a feminist, I'm a post-structuralist, okay. Now, what I've actually worked out what she meant. Okay. What? This is my interpretation. Now, I could very well be wrong, and I don't mind being corrected. Okay.
Well, everything's open up to interpretation.
Yeah. Anyway, post-structuralism is when you actually divide things up. Feminist. And you have man, woman, okay, society. Everything's all in a structure. Mm-hmm. Post-structuralism is when all those binaries go. So what she's talking about is she's attacking the binary structure of male, female, that sort of thing, and man and woman, okay, and the roles that people play, okay, and so. I think that's an interesting argument in itself, and if we sort of get out and we move out of that, because what we're talking about essentially, the trans people are talking about. This is why I think trans issues are really going to have a fundamental issue, because they start to attack this binary gender issues that we suffer from. You know, you're a guy, you're born a guy, so there's certain roles and expectations that you have upon you, okay? You're a woman, you were born a girl, you grow into a woman with all the social expectations that you have upon you, okay? Well, the trans people, we actually get around that and say, well, I was maybe born this, but I actually feel this way, and I want to be this, and this is what Carlotta did.
You really plow down those walls in that aspect, because you don't follow suit.
Yeah.
You create your own.
You know, I remember as a guy, and there were certain things expected of me. I had to like playing football, and I had to do this, do that, okay, and
you're gonna change a car and
you know,
service a car.
I had to have certain attitudes and this sort of thing. You know, there's certain body ways of a guy sits and all that sort of thing. You just see it, you know, this sort of thing. And you change over, and women have a different way of the way they move their bodies. Okay? That sort of stuff. So it's interesting. And I'm going to stop there. I think I've prattled on enough. I need to play some music.
Alrighty.
While you're finding the music, I'll prattle on.
No. I've got other tracks set up, but on speaking on that, on the next group of songs, I'll get these 2 songs up because they really throw stereotypes. Actually, no, they create stereotypes, but that's neither here nor there because they're both hilarious songs.
Okay, do it.
But anyway, I have first of all, we're going to go to Coldplay, and we're going to play Clocks because it is such.
Do it.
A beautiful song.
Oh, I love this song.
Qradio 2XX 98.3 FM. It is 10:48 p.m.
I'm with.
Lights go out and I can't be saved. Tides that I tried to swim against brought me down upon my knees. Oh, I of fire and noise. Wild bells rang in a wild sky. I knew from that moment on that I'd love her till the day that I died. And I kissed away 1,000 tears, my lady of the various sorrows. Some begged, some borrowed, some stolen, some kept safe tomorrow. On an endless night, silver star spangled, the bells from the chapel went jingle, jingle. You love me? You love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Like I love you. Beside her, yet I seemed so obsolete and small. I found God and all his devils inside her. In my bed she cast the blizzard out. Mock sun blazed upon her head, as so completely filled with light she was. Her shadow fanged and hairy and mad. Our love lines grew hopelessly tangled, and the bells from the chapel went jingle, jingle. You love me? You love me? You love me? Do you love me? Like I love you. Devotion. She had a mind full of tyranny and terror. Well, I try, I do, I really try, but I just err, baby, I do err. So come find me, my darling one. I'm down grounds, the very dregs. Here she comes, blocking the sun, blood running down the inside of her legs. The moon in the sky is battered and mangled, and the bells in the chapel go jingle, 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 jingle. You love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Like I love you. Their end. I knew before I met her that I would lose her. I swear I made every effort to be good to her. I made every effort not to abuse her. Crazy bracelets on her wrists and her ankles, and the bells in the chapel go jingle, jingle. You love me? You love me?
And, of course, that's Nick Cave from a classic Do You Love Me? Love that song. Voice and all that sort of stuff.
I think it is a very good song. I did like that. I've never heard... Again, another one that I've never heard of, and you have inspired me.
Nick Cave, actually, and the Bad Seeds, very 90s band. Nick Cave went on to do some script writing. So he's done some script writing for films. Melbourne lad. Very talented, and I think he spent quite a bit of time in Berlin, okay? And Berlin is still a cool place, and I want to go there badly.
Yes.
I don't mind London. I think London is great, but I think Berlin is better.
We'll talk a bit more about London a bit later on. We've got to finish the shenanigans.
Yeah. Anyway, look, we're going to talk serious now, and this week... the High Court of Australia, which is the highest court in the land, again, disallowed the National Chaplaincy Programme. Now...
what do you mean by again? Are you saying that they've already denied it once? And
yes. What the proposal was that for every school would have a chaplain, okay, and it was going to be funded by the federal government. Now, a single individual, who I've forgotten his name, brought a case against this and against the federal government, and for the second time has defeated it. This program. Now, this program, you say, so what? Well, one of the big so whats of it is it's going to cost $600 million to administer. Now, in a budget where they've been chopping everything. Okay, $600 million is a lot of cash.
Also, I mean, from my first understanding of this program, it was only going to be $250 million, not the $600 million. I mean, there goes all the Centrelink payments. That's why we're getting cuts.
Yeah, and the other thing is that what's been said... now, don't forget, this is... for people who are overseas, okay, for the two people living overseas, and if you're living over... Australia is a little bit different. What happens is that the federal government actually administers these programs through the states. We give money, the federal government gives money to the states, okay? The states then do what they, vaguely want to do with it, okay, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So what's happened is that... what the federal government says and what the state governments say are two completely different things. And often, like in healthcare, which is always a traditional bun fight, okay, we're not going to go there.
No,
okay?
that can be another entire show.
That's be another entire show, and we don't want to bore you too much with this. But the federal government says this was for counselling for youth. However... what it turned out it was going to be in Queensland's case, it was going to be advocating for the Christian church and its faith, which is something completely different, okay? Now, I went to a religious school, and I was required to go to church once a week, where
Can I ask what kind of religion or what base it was?
It was Church of England.
Church of England.
Church of England, okay. And we were required to go, we sung hymns, and we were required to listen to the usual guys talking about the lesson and all that sort of stuff. Now, that to me, if I'd had... let me assure you, okay, I would not have gone to speak to that chaplain about my issues at the time. I would have been judged. If I want to go to a counselling service, I want to go to a counselling service which is non-judgmental and is going to listen to my issues, okay, and help me work them out. Okay.
I mean, that's an opinion that I've got as well. If I ever wanted to have counselling, I mean, I know when I was younger, I rung the kids' helpline just to talk about something because I didn't want to discuss it with my parents. I didn't really want to discuss it with anybody that I knew because I knew that you talk to them, you don't know them, they don't know you, there's no relation, and the matter isn't going to go any further than what's said on that phone line, and that makes it more a better ability to actually open up to somebody.
Couldn't agree more.
And you know that they're not going to give you the whole sort of, well, you should pray harder about this, or and excuse my French with this, but the bullshit response that someone of a faith would generally give you. I mean, I'm not dissing people who believe in that sort of stuff.
No.
Because I it's just that way. It has, I guess, a bad connotation. Like, if you go and sit to a chaplain and go, oh, I'm having impure thoughts about another guy, and he's like, well, you should pray harder, or go sleep with someone of the opposite sex to try and cure, or pray the gay away, sort of a response, which is what was written in the article that you gave me. That just doesn't compute with me, and I know you said you wouldn't be willing to.
No, I wouldn't get. Look. It took me a long time. Did
you have someone that you went and talked to about everything?
No. As a kid, I wanted to transition for so long. Okay.
Like teens or
earlier? Earlier, absolutely earlier. Okay, and it was a constant fight in myself. Okay. And it was a couple of things. I was in the public service, and I just went. I was totally and utterly miserable. Okay, I can remember this, and I just had to get out. And I went into the city and went to a bookshop, and there was this book. And you go to a bookshop, you just browse that sort of stuff.
Yeah, wander around and see what pops out.
What pops out, and this brightly coloured red book was there, and I picked it up. Mm-hmm. And there was this picture of this showgirl on the picture, and I thought, that's interesting. So, and the title said, "He Did It Her Way." Started reading, and it was about Carlotta.
Ah.
Okay, and suddenly I bought the book, and of course it was actually quite funny. Mainstream book. Do you know what they put it in? They put it in a brown paper bag. It was as if it was as if I was buying a porno. This sort of thing. They put it in a brown paper.
Dirty girl, Steph.
It was actually quite funny. Actually, I still remember that. Okay, and I read it, and I can still remember thinking, "Wow, this person actually did this." And
did you think it was possible at that point, like in your life?
Yes. I
mean, sorry. Before you read that book, did you think it was possible?
No.
So then, when you found out, your eyes were like,
"Wow, okay, this can happen. Someone's done this." Now, okay, I wasn't really, there's quite a few issues before you get to blah and all that sort of thing, and I'll tell you now.
It's not an easy process.
The book was a bit rose tinted. Okay, let's putting all that to one side.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a role model who's done it and faced problems and all that sort of stuff. So, getting back to what we're talking about in terms of the chaplaincy program, I wouldn't have gone and talked to anybody like that. In fact, I went and talked to. In Canberra, we have a thing called Lifeline. And it's a telephone service, and it's open to anybody, okay? And if you've got some really serious issues, I went to that, and I talked on that to people about my stuff, and it was basically a counselling service online, on telephone, and let me tell you, it was, on a number of times, it was an excellent thing to have there, okay? They probably didn't know what I was talking about, but they were a voice on a phone that would listen.
For anybody, I'll quickly interrupt you there. For anybody out there who does want to get in contact with Lifeline, if you did want to, the number is 131114, or you can also search for lifeline.org.au.
Now, they're a worthwhile service and purely voluntary. They have volunteers, and every year they have a book fair. Really good book fair. You get some really great and interesting books. That's side by side. I go there and support it. They usually have it up at the exhibition park, and they have a huge area. And you go in there and you literally take a trolley in and just pile things in and buy book for $1. Anyway, getting back to it, the thing is, for my problems, I wouldn't have gone to anything like that. No way, absolutely no way.
Yeah, I mean, exactly the same with me. I mean, I grew up with a very religious family and a background, and with me and my sexuality and trying to come to terms with that, there was no way in the world I was going to go to them and go, hey, look, I'm having thoughts about guys. I mean, there was one time I rang Kids Helpline, and I had a chat to them, and it was exactly the same. It was a non-biased attitude, and they listened, and they said, they didn't say, well, you shouldn't do that. It was like, oh, okay, and it was just more the fact that I was listening to somebody who was unbiased. They didn't know anything about me. It was just, I could talk, and they would ask a question which would invoke more talking. And for me, in some ways, talking about an issue brings it to light, and then the questions that they ask make you think more about it, which makes you look at it in a different way, because then you want to answer their question, and you look sort of from the direction of what the question is asking, so you can understand it a bit more. And the same thing, like a chaplain or religious person, pastor, or whatever you want to call them, they're always going to have a response that will come from, like,
a doctrine.
Yeah, the Bible, the faith, the pray the gay away.
Yeah.
That sort of an opinion is predominantly what they're going to have. It's the same as if you went and asked a Labour person about a Labour issue, they're only going to give you the Labour side. They're not going to talk about a Liberal side or a Green side or an Independent side. It's the same in that sort of concept. You want to have someone who is completely neutral.
You know, I fought this battle in myself for a long time, okay? And I admire trans people who can come out in their teens, that sort of thing. That is, you know, I could never ever do that, and I couldn't, okay? And when people say, would you like to be a teenager again, I would say absolutely not. Because for the simple reason, I go back to those. Still have those vivid memories of those conflicts I had inside me, okay? And it's taken me a while just to for that to just to dissipate. And for me to feel who I am and to be true to myself. It's so, yeah, I can't see this helping, to be quite frank. And if people are troubled by this, and the thing is, about these issues, is that it's not only the issue, it's the issue, whether it's real or not, you feel isolated. You feel the people around you, you know, if you feel you have to be careful about the people around you, okay?
I mean, for me, for me personally, I still feel that. With some people, I am not going to walk into a place and go, hi guys, I'm gay. That's not the first thing I'll ever say, and sometimes I don't even want people to know because of, like, I guess you could say stereotypes, and then you get that the judging view of, oh, they're not going to be any good because they're gay. It's like I'm going to walk into work or something like that wearing a pair of hot pink short shorts. I mean, I hate the colour pink.
It's actually interesting, and in my former workplace, and I ran into there were people who were out gay, okay, but there was one guy who was in the Australian Defence Force who I knew he was out, okay, but he didn't want anybody at work to know, and I respected him for that. But I actually felt very sorry for him because he had a very secretive life. He often used to go up to Sydney, you know, that's so to avoid it. But I said to him publicly, I said, you do know this is going to come out. This will come out, okay? You really, you know, you can either deal with it now or you'll deal with it later, but it will come out.
It is one of those, I think, one of the hardest things to try and deal with, of that double life.
Oh, I led it for years. I
remember when we're talking about your coming out story is you had your I guess your alter persona before you transitioned, and you would go to a hotel and you would dress up there, and then you would go out as said person. And then you would come back and it's like, no, I have to now be the other person. And I mean, similar sort of thing with me is, like, when I was alone, it was I could sort of be me.
Yeah.
But as soon as I heard the door click, it's kind of like, crap. No, I'm good boy. I'm good straight boy now. Kind of thing. And it really tears you up. And
it does.
The hardest thing, I think, is first of all accepting it for yourself.
Exactly.
And then when you actually have the ability to tell those people who are close enough.
Well, I know that I could never tell Mum because she would never have accepted it. She died many years ago, actually, but Dad and I discussed this extensively. I knew my mum. She'd never ever accepted it. I'm lucky. My dad really accepted it very, very well. He had no issue with it whatsoever. So that was fine, okay. And my friends didn't. I think it was actually one of my friends who is a really strong Catholic. Her reaction was actually quite amazing. He said, "Oh, yes, we knew you liked to talk to the girls." And and that was her reaction. Okay, and still great friends with her, but she, she's very Catholic. She's very, but she's. And still a great friend of mine, okay, and she had no problem with it whatsoever.
Oh, that's awesome. Let's hit up another song because it's now 11:15. As I was talking to you before, how we're talking about stereotypes, I have two songs. They are, I will say they're exactly the same, just the words are different. Enjoy. It's Qradio here on 2XX 98.3 FM.
Think of post-structuralism.
I hate the new age guys. I'm a chauvinist. I live on beer and pies. Tried to tell ya, but you look at me like maybe I'm an angel underneath. Haven't brushed me teeth. Yesterday I lied, but all me mates gave me a real good alibi. Thanks, guys. I really went out drinking. I told you I was at work. Don't ask me for commitment, cause it's something I will shirk. I'm a bloke, I'm a knocker, and I really love your knockers. I'm a labourer by day. I piss up all me pay, watching on TV. Just feed me more VB, just pour my beer and get my smokes and go away. Or take me as I am. This may mean you'll have to fetch another can. Rest assured, if I start to make you breakfast, I'm going to extremes. But tomorrow I'll get shit-faced, and today won't mean a thing. I'm a bloke, I'm a yobbo, and me best mate's name is Robbo. Winfield is me cigarette. I dress in flannelette, share a singlet that is blue. Throw in a few tattoos, you know you wouldn't want me any other way. Got me figured out, the season's already changing. I think it's cool when I act like a tool and me mates try to shade me. I'm a bloke, I'm a knocker, and I really love your knockers. I'm a labourer by day. I piss up all me pay, watching footy on TV. Just feed me more VB, just pour my beer and get my smokes and go away. I'm a bloke, I'm a yobbo, and me best mate's name is Robbo. Winfield is me cigarette. I dress in flannelette, sheer a singlet that is blue. Throw in a few tattoos, you know you wouldn't want me any other way.
I hate the world today. You're so good to me, I know, but I can't change. Tried to tell you, but you look at me like maybe I'm an angel underneath, innocent and sweet. Yesterday I cried. It must have been relief to see the softer side. I can understand how you'd be so confused. I don't envy you. I'm a little bit of everything, all rolled into one. I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed. I'm your hell, I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between. You know you wouldn't want it any other way. So take me as I am. This may mean you'll have to be a stronger man. Rest assured that when I start to make you nervous and I'm going to extremes, tomorrow I will change and today won't mean a thing. I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed. I'm your hell, I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between. You know you wouldn't want it any other way. Just when you think you got me figured out, the season's already changing. I think it's cool you do what you do, and don't try to save me. I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed. I'm your hell, I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between. You know you wouldn't want it any other way. I'm a bitch, I'm a tease, I'm a goddess on my knees. When you hurt, when you suffer, I'm your angel undercover. I've been numb, I'm revived. Can't say I'm not alive. You know I wouldn't want it any other way.
And that was Meredith Book. Start again. That was Meredith Brooks. I'm a bitch.
I was just saying that a few years ago I was in London, and I used to pass through London on a regular basis for work, and I used to catch up with a friend, and he was working in London. He was working in Arthur Andersen. If anybody knows Arthur Andersen is an accountancy firm, and when Enron in the United States went bust, okay, guess who the accountancy firm for Enron was? Arthur Andersen.
Ooh.
And so my friend was made redundant, okay, so he went on to do what he wanted to do, write books, science fiction books. He's put some books out, and yeah, so he's out there.
How did you find London when you went through? I mean, when was the last time you actually went to London?
I was actually in London 2005. I found London very busy. I found it very, very crowded. Okay, I've always found it crowded, and that's okay. In complete contrast, when I tootled over to Berlin, okay, I love Berlin. It is, I just find it really cool. there's a really I think there's a very different and vibrant art scene in Berlin, which I really like. It's just something completely different.
One thing I have seen with like photographs of mainly Germany is graffiti over there isn't seen as I guess you could say vandalism. It's more of an artwork.
Well,
I don't know if that's...
Let me put it this way, okay? Banksy, who's an English artist who remains anonymous, he's basically a graffiti artist. Now, what's interesting about Banksy is that he's been everywhere in England, and what's the point? He puts his notable moniker up, or his piece of work up. And what's been interesting is people have systematically come along and tried to remove the bricks and sell it for money. And there was a case in the UK where the artwork was stolen and went to the United States, and the council got the legal people to get it back. Okay. Now, Banksy did a residency in New York, and he did it guerrilla fashion. What do I mean by guerrilla fashion? I.e., he just did pops. He pops up and does things anonymously very quickly and moves on. And one of his things was he set up a stall and had these frames of pictures, and he sold them for $50. $50, okay? And nobody bought them. Maybe one or two bought them. A guy bought them, okay? He liked them. He bought a couple, okay? And then he announced that was a Banksy and it'd be done. That guy then flogged that thing for $100,000.
Whoa!
And the point I'm getting at is the way art is valued, and the way people think about art. Okay, and this is the thing about with artists, is that. I'm going to get onto one of my other bandwagons here, okay?
Yeah.
As an artist myself, as a visual artist in the photographic media, we want to be paid for our work, okay?
I mean, who doesn't?
We want to be paid for our work, and we don't do things for free, okay? If you go into, let's say, a gallery, okay, and you are irritated by sum of money you've got to pay to an artist, that sort of thing, you're probably getting the artwork at an absolute steal, because the guy is actually only probably charging for materials. He's not probably charging for conceptual ideas, okay? If you take a job, okay, you get paid by the hour, don't you? $10, $30 an hour, whatever, okay? And that works up to a day. Let's say if you're going to buy an artwork and the guy's actually done the artwork and he's spent, let's say, 2 weeks on it. Let's say if you're going to pay for the artwork per hour that he spent on it.
Well, in theory, that would be, I'm going to assume, like about $1,000.
Would that be fair?
That would be fair when you look at it that way. But if you're not a well-known artist, nobody would really look at it any more than maybe $100.
And that is the point I'm getting at. And that is the point I'm getting at, okay? You don't do... Well, that is the point, okay, is the fact that when you think of artworks and you see artworks, okay, and you're whinging and bitching about the price of the thing, please don't, okay? You're getting it at a good steal anyway.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're going to go out there and buy a bloody Picasso.
Well, the art world is an interesting world in itself, okay? And
we could talk about the art world. I'm sure there's some stories involved. And
I'm just going to let that one go through to the keeper, okay? But needless to say, I have quite a strong views on quite a few things in this, and I'm not going to... This is not the time or the place.
I know, because unfortunately we have run out of time.
Literally run out of time.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically we've got 24 seconds left. I mean, but who's counting?
20 seconds.
Well,
10 seconds. Anyway, for all the two people that actually listen to us tonight...
Brad and Nick, I love you guys lots. I do miss you guys heaps, and I hope you're having lots of shenaniganly fun in England.
And you you obviously have worked up a dedication to them, a music dedication.
Oh, well, absolutely. I mean, I'm going to hit this off.
I'll keep on talking while you're working your dedication out.
Oh, my dedication is ready and it's loaded. All I got to do is hit play. But also, guys, stay tuned. Insomnia is coming up after this. We do have a pre-recorded track. Hopefully it's going to kick off nicely well for us. But for the final song, I am going to go with a mega mix. This is done by my Wild 13 volume. It is mixed by DJ KCB. He's an absolute brilliant Australian DJ. I love his work. Steph, it has been an absolute pleasure seeing you again and being on air again. Thank you very much for the invite.
I really enjoyed tonight, and I hope you'll come back again.
As long as you'll be here.
I will.
Anyway, guys, thank you very much for listening. Tune in next week for YQ Radio at 8:30 and then 8 o'clock, and then Q Radio after that at 8:30.
9:30.
9:30. I am all over the
9:30 to 11:30.
9:30. Have a good weekend and a good week next week, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
And now it's time for the final dance. And we will be back here again once more to listen to and feel the uplifting sounds of our favorite DJ.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to move your feet.
We will survive.